Welcome back to another episode of Things to Do in the High Country. I'm Jonathan Lehman.
And I'm Christy Lombardozzi.
And we're here today at the Moses Cone Estate in Blowing Rock with Tim Vines, who's the owner of V×3 Trail Rides.
Hey, how you
Welcome,
doing?
Tim.
Thank you.
So Tim, before we talk about your business and what you do, could you tell us a little bit about where we're standing right now and where we are?
We're at the Moses Cone Memorial Park. It's a wonderful place here in Blowing Rock. People come to walk, hike, and ride horses.
Well, Tim, how long have you been doing trail rides here in Moses Cone?
Companies have done it off and on here in Moses Cone on the park for a number of years, but it's been a very long break. I thought it was something that was needed, and the people in Blowing Rock, speaking with them, it was something they wanted. So we decided at first that we would try it for a year, and it's blossomed into going on 7 years now.
Wow.
Great.
And so you told me earlier that you ride twice a day, 7 days a week. Snow rides are maybe some of your favorites, but this is something that people can do year-round.
That's correct. We go at 10 and 2 daily. Where we're a little different from a lot of companies, we have a longer ride, being 2.5 hours, and we do specialize in small groups. A lot of companies, if they've got 20 horses, they'll take 20 people.
Oh, wow.
When you go with the smaller groups, we don't nose to tail. We ride side by side. The feeling that I like and what I wanted when I started the company was to have the atmosphere that I was going on a trail ride with friends of mine. We just move around and we enjoy the cone, we enjoy the vistas, and it's just a wonderful place to horseback ride. I've met people that have traveled from as far as upstate New York and brought their own personal horses just to come here and ride the cone.
So have you had horses your whole life? Did you grow up riding horses?
We did. I grew up in Watauga County. My dad always had horses. It wasn't so much the farming of them as he wanted me and my little brother to know how. But as me and my brother come into teenagers, I took to riding them and he took to working them. And now I'm very fortunate. He does help. My brother does help me out here on trail rides now. Once he retired, and he specializes. He likes to do couples. He likes to do the anniversaries and the proposals
Nice.
the romantic things.
Okay.
So
Tim, what do you think is the best part about being here at the cone?
just experiencing the cone. A lot of people say, don't you ever get bored? Because I rode here for 50 years. Actually, this is where I cut my teeth trail riding. I've ridden about everywhere in the Southeast there is to ride. And if you put everything into perspective as far as the views, the ease of the ride, you just can't beat the cone. It's one of the best places I've ever trail ridden.
Well, even though people seem to travel from everywhere, it's never very busy, even in our busy season.
It's so large, like I said, 28 miles of trails, 3,600 acres. You can drive by the parking lot at Bass Lake or the parking lot at Trout Lake, and it's full of horse trailers. You'll come out here and ride, and you just don't meet a whole lot of horses. Everybody gets so spread out till it's never has the feeling of being busy.
Well, and these are still some dedicated horse trails. I know people can walk on them, but you can't do anything else except ride horses on these trails or walk. Is that right?
Exactly. Mrs. Cone was a very avid horsewoman. Moses, her husband, he built 28 miles of trails prior to 1901 just so she could take her carriage rides.
Wow.
But because she was a dedicated horse person, in her will, one of the things that she stipulated was these carriage trails had to always be open for equestrian activities.
Really? Wow.
What a gift. That's great.
I can't thank Moses and Bertha enough for what they left for all of us to enjoy.
So I know that the name has some significance to your family.
My last name's Vines, like y'all said, and there's 3 of us. Me, my wife Pam, who is a business owner in Blowing Rock, and my daughter Alex, who is a teacher now at Hardin Park School.
Okay.
So there were 3 of us.
Yeah.
So that was V×3, Vines times 3 of us.
That's great.
Great.
So do they help? You must have a lot of help in taking care of 14 horses. What's that like?
Very little.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife don't like horses. No, she does. No, Pam loves horses. I had horses when we got married. My daughter, she rodeos. She's a very avid rider. But Pam has a very busy job doing real estate. My daughter has a very busy job teaching. Now she does come every day and ride horses and help me keep them legged up and trained. But most of the shoveling falls to me.
Okay. That's a lot of horses. But
I love
14 seems manageable. That's
Yep,
incredible.
I love it. Some of the best times in the world is being at the barn when everything's quiet and the horses are eating and you can hear them, and they're very forgiving. They always listen and they don't offer a lot of advice.
So if you've never ridden a horse, can you come ride with you?
Absolutely. Riding a horse, I tell people, it's about 10% ability and about 90% confidence. Horses are so willing, they want to be told what to do. Horses will always wait for you to make a decision. If you don't make one, they'll make one for you. Typically wouldn't have been the one you would have made. But they're very well trained, they're very forgiving. They'll work really hard to figure out what you want them to do. So anybody with 5 minutes worth of instruction, you know, kids 9, 10 years old do absolutely fantastic. Have a lot of older people. I had a gentleman this morning that was 78 years old. My oldest customer to date was 93.
Wow.
She was from Missouri and she was a fox hunter. And not only was she the oldest, she's probably the best rider I've ever had.
Really?
It's kind of neat because it's special to me for people to experience the horse
Yeah.
and what he's about. You know, I want you to experience him like I experience him. I want you to get the joy that I get. And after the ride, I like it, you know, when you can say, you know, I really can control this animal, that he really will do what I ask him to do. And that's what's more important to me than anything, is that people enjoy it and that they experience it. And, you know, a lot of kids become horse lovers, and that's my life. So, you know, I want them to feel the same way I do about them. They're amazing creatures.
Just from being around your horses here, getting ready for the shoot today, I can tell they're just very calm and very gentle. Seems to follow your lead as far as their character, and it seems like they'd be very acceptable.
Oh, they are. A lot of people think, you know, in a wild horse herd, the stallion is the boss. Yeah, it's not. It's like it is in human life. The alpha female is the boss.
Oh, all right.
She runs the entire herd. But horses do have a very strict pecking order, and they allow me to fit into that role. Everything to do with a horse is trust. You know, if he trusts you, then it's good. And, you know, they have to learn to trust us. But especially with small children that are special needs, the horse instantly knows it and will bond. And I mean, it makes hair stand up on my neck now because I've seen it. And, you know, it's just to watch them bond is amazing. People sometimes, they don't understand just how caring they really are. And horses really like a job, a purpose in life. I know I had a lady one time had asked me about how I thought the horses felt about us making them carry us around the trails. And I did tell her, I said, ma'am, make no mistake. I said, the horse I'm riding weighs about 1,250 pounds. He has a top speed of probably 32 miles an hour. I'm riding him because he lets me. I'm not making him do anything. He's letting me do this.
Yeah. So Tim, tell us if people want to ride with you, or how do they get in touch with you? Do you have a website?
The best way is V3 trailrides.com or VX3. They have the convenience of booking online.
Okay.
Thanks to my wife, we've got all that set up.
Okay.
And if you're having problems there, you can also find my number at that website and just give me a call, and we'll do the very best we can to get you locked down and give you an experience here at the Cone.
Thank you, Tim, for being here, and thank you for joining us. We hope that you will someday come to Moses Cone and ride some of these beautiful carriage trails, and you know exactly who to call if you don't have a horse of your own.
Let's go ride a horse.
All right.
Say bye, Rio.